Volume measures the content of solid objects. What fills a three-dimensional shape? Quarts and gallons are volume measures. To adapt linear units to measure volume, you need three perpendicular measurements. Length times width times height describes a volume in cubic units.
And volume is measured in cubic, or 3 dimensions. And what I usually try to tell people to visualize here, let me start with a Kleenex box, for example. Everyone knows it's usually a rectangular shape. Before they fill that Kleenex box up, they fill the bottom or the area up, okay? So, you know, you think, well, they just lay a Kleenex down, but yes, it goes all the way across the bottom of the box. So they cover the area, that's still your length times your width. That's your 2 dimensions. Then they fill it up, okay? So when they fill it up, they're doing the height. That's your 3rd dimension. That's why when you think of volume, you're working with 3 dimensions. You got your length and the width, or the area of the bottom, or they refer to it as the base, times your height. That's your 3rd dimension. So you would, excuse me, do the same process by multiplying length times width times a height, and then you label it with a little exponent of 3, which is cubic, 3 dimensions.
I have a 12-foot width by a 14-foot length, which gives me 168 square feet. To find the volume of that space, now that I already have the area at 168 square feet, and I know that the ceiling, the floor-to-ceiling space in that room is approximately 10 feet, then I know I can take the 168 times 10 feet, and I have 1,680 cubic feet. And now I have what the full volume is inside that room. Essentially, I'm breaking it into 1-foot units, and then I'm taking those inside the volume, and inside this volume there are all of these little cubes that are related to the squares of the floor dimension itself.
To calculate how much mulch, or what volume of mulch I needed, it's the length times the width times the height, which is about 3 inches. And because we wanted to keep this, because the length times the width was in feet, fortunately the depth or the height of the mulch was 3 inches, which is 1/4 foot. So if you remember, our calculation for the square footage came up to be 570 square feet. All we have to do is multiply that by the 3 inches, which is 1/4 foot, and you come up with 142.5. So we kind of round up to 145 cubic feet.